All right. So tomorrow you walk in, you are going to have your last test of the grading period. It's going to be over everything that is on this review. So please make sure you are asking questions and clarification on things that you don't quite understand. So first things first, what is a polygon? And you do need to know these. That's why it's on the review. What is a polygon with 5 sides called? A pentagon. A pentagon, like the government building. What about 7 sides? So you can either write heptagon or septagon. Both of those are correct. And last but not least, 9 sides is a nonagon. Please write this down if you don't have it written down, or just look up to make sure you're paying attention. Again, right here, you are going to be given these formulas. You do not have to have them memorized. SI is 180 times n minus 2. EI is your SI divided by n. Or, I think on your test it's going to give you 180 times n minus 2 divided by n. SE is actually not going to give you. It's going to have to be a question. Y'all, what is SE no matter what? 360. What does S and E stand for? What does S stand for?
Sides.
Not sides. Sum. So if you see the word sum of the, what is that? Exterior. If you see sum of the exterior, that's 360. It's not going to say, what's the SE? It's going to say, what is the sum of the exterior? And again, it's not going to say, what's the SI? It'll say, what's the sum of the interior? These formulas will be given to you, but just as a reminder, you might have to flip back and forth because they're going to be on the front page. And then last but not least, what's EE? 360 over n. If a regular octagon has how many sides? 8. If a regular octagon has a side of 5 inches, what is the perimeter of that regular octagon? What's perimeter mean? All the sides are 5. So what could you do here? You could add them all together or multiply 5 times 8. What is 5 times 8? 40 inches is my answer. Are you going to have a question like that on your test? If I put it on the review, it's on your test. Okay? Using the regular heptagon has how many sides? 7. Shown on the below. That was weird. Find the measure of A. How do I find the measure of one angle? Each interior. I need to find SI first. What's my SI? 180 times how many sides? 7 minus 2. And when I put that in the calculator, I get 900. But that's what all of them add up to. How do I figure out what this one adds up to? Divide it by 7. So what is 900 divided by 7? And 128.6 degrees. If you were to put 128.5, I would probably accept that. Add them all together and then divide by how many sides there are. Or not add them all together. Find the SI and then divide by how many sides there are. For my next one, this one right here, everybody gets stuck on the first, or y'all usually do good at, hey, I need to add these together, right? Y'all are usually pretty good about that. So let me add them together. 68 plus 121 plus 103 plus 85. Added together, they add up to 377. Is that right? Is that what y'all got? Okay. So when I add these all together, they equal 377. But what should all of these equal with x? How do we figure that out?
N.
180 times n minus 2. Now, how many sides are there? So I'm going to do 180 times 5 minus 2, which is 540. So they should add up to 540. What do they add up to? So what am I going to do with these two numbers? Subtract to see how much is left over for this x. So what is, 540 minus 377? 163 is my answer. And that's what you'll do tomorrow. The next question says, for each regular polygon, find the SI, EI, SE, and EE. What's the easiest one to find real quick?
SE.
What's SE? 360. And then I'm just going to plug in, that means n is 60. I'm just going to plug in 60 to each of these n's in these equations. So I'm going to do 180, 60 minus 2. Sorry, I don't like my decimals. It's super busy. And I get 10,440 degrees. Don't forget your degrees. How do I find EI? SI divided by N. So I'm going to do 10,440 divided by 60. And I get 174 degrees. We already did SE. How do I find EE? 360 divided by N, or 360 divided by 60 is 6. And didn't we talk about how EI and EE should add up to what? 180. Do those add up to 180? Yeah. So we know we got it right. We okay? Alright, I'm going to do the same thing for the 44gon. I'm going to type in n equals 44, or 45, sorry, not 44. And I know SE is 360. So I'm just going to type, I can just basically change these numbers, right? Oh, I gotta change that whole thing. 45 and then 45. So I get 7,740 degrees. I get 172 degrees, and I get 8 degrees. Do I have any questions? I am just plugging into formulas. Letter C is having me work backwards. What if I know the SI is 900? What's my formula for SI? How do I find N? I'm going to divide by 180 and add 2. So I'm going to do 900 divided by 180 plus 2. You divide by 180, you do get 5. 5 equals n minus 2, and then add 2. What's 5 plus 2? 7. So that is my answer.
You only divide, where you're divided by 180, you don't include the n minus 2?
Nope. Nope. Divide by 180, add 2. Because you divided by 180, that goes away, so that's n minus 2 is left. 900 divided by 180 is 5. And then we just get n by itself.
You only do that if you're given.
Correct. Given SI. Yep. For this next one, a rectangle. Let me draw it. A rectangle with 4 congruent sides. What is a rectangle with 4 congruent sides?
Square.
A square. That first one is E. What about anything with 4 sides? No. It just has 4 sides. I know nothing else. Nope. A quadrilateral. If it just has 4 sides and that's the only thing I know, it's a quadrilateral. What about a parallelogram with 4 right angles? A rectangle. If I were to draw, even though it's sideways, if I draw the right angles, that's a rectangle. A quadrilateral with both sets of opposite sides parallel. It literally has it in the word. Parallelogram. And then a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. So a parallelogram with all the sides the same. A rhombus. Please draw those pictures next to this. Again, my goal is for you to always look at this before you come into class tomorrow. Maybe look at it once just tonight, just real quick. Let me make sure I'm ready for the test. And then tomorrow, when you're probably waiting for me by the door, look at it again. Are all rectangles parallelograms? We need to look at our flow chart. Are all of our rectangles parallelograms? Yes, it literally says in the definition, a parallelogram. All rectangles are parallelograms. Are all parallelograms rhombuses?
No.
Rhombi. Here's my parallelogram at the top of the chain. Are all of these a rhombus? No, because all of them do not have the same sides. Right? In any parallelogram, do the diagonals bisect each other?
Yes.
Look at our parallelogram. For a parallelogram, do the diagonals bisect each other? Yes, that is true. In my personal opinion, that's going to be the hardest part of the test. Is kind of just remembering this flowchart. So also look at this tomorrow. All right, in a quadrilateral, the measure of all 4 angles add up to what? Quadrilateral has how many sides? 4. So how much does a 4-sided figure have? 360. What adds up to 180? Louder. A triangle. A triangle adds up to 180. A circle and a quadrilateral add up to 360. Consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. What is congruent? Which angles are congruent? Yeah. Which angles are congruent? Opposite. Opposite angles are congruent. But consecutive angles, that means like this one and this one.
So next to?
Next to. They are next to but not adjacent. Supplementary. All right, I have 8 more problems to do. It says the figure with the endpoints 2, 4, 2, 6, 8, 4, and 8, 6. Oh, that's not 4, that's 3. What did I just draw? A rectangle. What shape is this next problem? It is a square. Everybody circle that word square. By the way, your test is going to be broken up into sections. So it'll literally say square section. Alright? What do we know about MOS? Tomorrow, if you need a highlighter to help you understand what that means, you're going to draw a line from M to O and O to S. And that middle letter is where the angle goes. What is my degrees right there? How many degrees is that?
45.
45. Why?
Because it's a 90 degree in total.
It's 90 degree total right here, and a square cuts it in half. All of these are 90, and a square cuts it in half. If SE is 4, what is SO? 8. Because this side would also be 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8. We talked about this one yesterday for a cookie.
Oh, no one's got it.
No one got it. If this is 4, that means this is 4. What would this be right here?
4 square root of 2.
4 square root of 2. Because it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I don't think you'll have that question on your test. Maybe, but I don't think so. But this class will have it down. A rhombus. My next section is rhombus. Angle 1 is 56. Please put a 56 there. Brian, what are you doing on your computer? You shouldn't be on anything right now. You should be writing down. Angle 2 is 5x plus 6. What do we know about angle 1 and angle 2? They're equal. So my equation is going to be 5x plus 6 equals 56. They equal each other. How am I supposed to get x by itself?
Minus 6.
Yeah.
Get rid of your side chick. And then do what?
Divided by 5.
Divide. What is 50 divided by 5? So what is this whole angle then? How do I find out what the whole angle is? If this side's 56, what's this side? 56. So I'm just going to do 56 plus 56, which is 112 degrees. And then if CD is 10, how do I find the perimeter of a rhombus? All the sides are 10. Do you agree? You could either do 10 times 4 or 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Either way, what do you get? 40. Also, real quick, because it's not on here, but it is a test question. What happens in the middle of a rhombus?
It's right angle.
It's a right angle. Put a 90 degree there. A rhombus has 90 degrees in the middle. Alright. Slide on over to rectangle. Y'all, rectangle is the one that y'all know probably the most, but you get tricked by the easiest. Y'all have learned rectangles since you were little, right? But y'all get tricked so easy by rectangles. Please be careful. A rectangle. What do I know? Before I even look at the questions, what do I know about a rectangle?
That the things are, the diagonals are.
I know that all of these diagonals are congruent. What else do I know?
You know that there's right angles.
And I know that all the angles are 90 degrees. SJH. So I'm going to start at S, go to J, and then go to H. Start at S, go to J, go to H. And we're looking at that middle letter right there. That is 42 degrees. What is VJH? V to J to H is this one right here. How do I figure out what that one is right there? It is not 42. It is 90 minus 42. Because remember, what do these two add up to? 90. And 90 minus 42 is 48 degrees. Please subtract from 90. Don't tell me they're the same, because 42 plus 42 is not 90, and that's what y'all do a lot on accident.
When they're the same, you said.
If it's a rhombus. Yep. A rhombus, they'd be the same, but a rectangle, they add up to 90. If VO is 15, what is JO? 15. And what is JH? 30. Because 15 plus 15 is 30. Also, real quick, I just want to remind you, if you know this is 42 on a rectangle, look up, please. What's this right here? 42 as well. And right here? 48. And right here?
42.
Oh, this one is 48. Because remember, it makes isosceles triangles.
Yeah. Yeah, but there was one where you said you flipped the diagonal.
Yeah, so you can reflect it. So this one's on the, like if I were to fold it, these would be the same, and these would be the same. Okay, let me show you right here. You see how this is 42? The opposite side over here is 42.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, those are going to be different. They're opposite angles. Yeah. And then this one was 48, remember? How would I find these inside angles?
180.
Add them together and subtract from 180. So you would add 48 plus 48, and then you would subtract that answer from 180. When in doubt, create a triangle somewhere. All right, I know C is 110. What else do I know? U is also 110 degrees. Write this down, please. Across from each other, they are the same. But what about L and B? How do I find L and B? These equal 180 degrees. So what am I going to do? And I get 70. And they'll be the same because they're across from each other. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Opposite angles are congruent. All right, last problem, and then we are done, is how do I draw a parallelogram here? Rise over run. So it gives us, I know it's really hard to see on here, it gives us A and B and C. We got to find D, And I can just do rise over run here. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. What point is that at? 9 what? 9, 1. And that is your test tomorrow. I want to be honest, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, it's not that all this is hard, it's just a lot of tricky things to remember because they look so alike. Please, please, please look at this review. Don't put it in your notebook. Put it in your backpack. Put it in your computer so you look at this once tonight, once tomorrow before you walk in. All right?